Never did I ever think that my marriage would be the place that I would lose parts of me that over time resulted in me abandoning the essence of who I was. And the truth is that I know I'm not alone, because the proof is out there in the facts. I'm going to talk about them today. But self-abandonment is one of the top reasons why women end up feeling the most resentful, unheard, and disconnected in their marriages, in their relationships. And their answer to this, when they wake up and recognize this, it often means that they end the relationship and leave their partner for good. In today's video, I'm going to show you what self-abandonment looks like, how you can stop abandoning yourself and even thrive in your relationships without necessarily ending the relationship for good. And I'm going to give you a 3-step playbook that will help you to make confident decisions that honor you while strengthening your partnership. Stay with me, because once you understand this shift, it changes everything. Ready? Let's go. Girlfriend, it doesn't matter how smart, strong, or accomplished you are. In relationships, especially the ones that matter the most, it is so easy to just slide into roles and routines that put you on the back burner until one day you wake up and you're like, oh, who am I? You've been abandoning yourself all this time. But look around at all of the self-care content for women. We've been doing it, we just don't recognize that this is what it is. And that is what self-abandonment is. Hey there, if we haven't met yet, I'm Jen Silbert, founder of Good Girl Gone Bold, where I help women unlearn the good girl patterns that are holding them back so that they can reclaim their confidence, their voice, and their worth. So this is the 3rd video in my series of confident decision making, and it's on the heels of my series on boundaries. If you haven't seen those, go back and watch. There's hot content that's not just learned it's lived. And today we're talking about this intersection of confident decision and boundaries in relationships. Today, I'm not just sharing lessons that I have learned, but lessons that I have lived in nearly 30 years of marriage. And that's the container in which I've been evolving from the codependent, people-pleasing good girl to the bold version of me that exists today and is able to put my face and my story on camera on YouTube. So let's talk about self-abandonment. I think the reason that we don't recognize it's self-abandonment because it's not like this dramatic, sudden showing up in your face. It's subtle, and it happens over time, and it looks like this. Always saying yes when you want to say no. Shelving your dreams because they feel inconvenient. Eating at the restaurant you don't like again because you want to be nice. You want to just go along. You don't want to be a problem. How about ignoring your gut, silencing your opinions, and convincing yourself that your needs don't matter as much as your partner's? I call these little tiny betrayals, and over time, they accumulate until one day, boom, you look in the mirror, you don't even recognize yourself. Psychologists like Dr. Desiree Howell call it society's silent celebration of women's selflessness, even when it's destroying us. Time magazine even reported that women who chronically silence themselves face higher risks of depression, anxiety, autoimmune disorders, even heart disease. And that shook me because it's not just emotional, it's physical. And here's what I learned the hard way. If you can't make confident decisions and draw confident boundaries inside your relationships, you risk losing yourself. And I got to tell you, that feeling, it can be more painful than you actually losing your relationship with your partner. So let's do a little bold truth bomb here. Self-abandonment is one of the main reasons why women feel resentful, unheard, or invisible in their relationships. And reclaiming yourself doesn't mean that you have to end your relationship. It means re-entering it as your whole self, unapologetically. You know, when I finally saw this in my own marriage, I felt grief. I felt grief for all the times that I had silenced myself in order to get along or fill in the blank, not be a witch, be a nice girl. Grief for the parts of me that I had left behind, and grief for all of the years that I had been self-improving myself to be more lovable and likable and worthy to everyone else except myself. Ouch. That one really gets me in the feels. Okay, but here's the shift. When you stop abandoning yourself, you're not necessarily pushing your partner away. You actually are creating more honesty, more intimacy, and respect. Because how can someone truly love you if the real you has gone missing? Now here's the part that I really want you to hear. Reclaiming yourself doesn't mean that you have to end the relationship. It doesn't mean it's over. In fact, it can sometimes be the very thing that breathes new life into it. Boundaries and confident decisions aren't about pushing your partner away. They're about bringing your whole self back to the table. And that's why today I'm giving you this 3-step playbook to stop abandoning yourself and start making confident decisions in your relationship. These aren't just boundaries to protect you, they're choices that bring the whole you back into your partnership. Because you can't thrive together if you're disappearing on the inside. Step number 1 is notice the moment that you're about to disappear. Self-abandonment typically starts very small and subtle. It's that split second when you want to say no, but you hear yourself saying, yeah, sure. When you have an opinion about something, but yet you swallow it to keep the peace or to not look foolish. So in that moment, what I want you to do is to pause. I love the power pause. It's one of my favorite power tools. And simply ask this question. Am I honoring me or am I abandoning me? Awareness is the first decision, because once you can spot this pattern, that's when you can start shifting it. Step number 2, anchor back to your truth. Instead of defaulting to what should I say or do to keep them happy, shift the question to, will this decision honor both me and my relationship? And this is where your boundaries are born. They happen in the moment. You're noticing, you see a pattern, now you know, this doesn't feel good, it's not aligning with my truth, this is where I need to draw a boundary. And think of it like this, not as a wall, but as a commitment to yourself. Here's how I stay whole so I can love you fully. Okay, here's an action for you. Try this. Before answering a request, give yourself permission to pause. Again, the gift of the power pause. Say, let me think about that, and I'll get back to you. That one sentence creates space to check in with your truth before you commit. And step number 3, speak up with bold compassion. The scariest part is not knowing what you want, it's voicing it. But if you make a confident decision to do something, it loses its power if you silence it. Here's what you can do. Practice using language that's direct but kind. Hey, I'd love to support you, but I also need time for myself tonight. This matters to me, and I'd like us to find a solution together. When you speak up from compassion instead of fear, then you don't push your partner away. You invite them into a more authentic connection with you. There's a possibility you'll be met with resistance. There'll be a possibility that you'll be met with silence, confusion. You know why? You're shifting the wheel. And when you shift, everything else has to shift. So don't be surprised if that's how you're met. But don't let that silence you and make you go crazy second guessing what you did. I want you to stand firm in this commitment to yourself that You brought the best of you to the table with the right words, the tone, the message, the timing, everything, and it's done. Don't start looking at any ways that there should have been improvement because somebody did not receive it the right way. Don't expect that they're going to receive it putting their arms up going, yeah, wow, that's great. Why didn't I think of that? That's probably not going to happen. And your relationship may evolve from this. It may not evolve from this, but you've taken a step to reclaiming your whole self with confident decisions and confident boundaries. So here's your playbook. Number 1, notice when you're about to abandon yourself. 2, anchor back to your truth. And 3, speak up with bold compassion. When you put this into practice, you'll stop disappearing into yourself. You'll stop betraying yourself. And instead of creating distance, you're going to create honesty and intimacy that can only come from 2 whole people that choose each other. Because here is the bottom line. Thriving in your relationship, it doesn't come from abandoning yourself to please everybody, to placate, to oblige. It comes from bringing your whole self back to the table. Self-abandonment is a silent killer of confidence in relationships. But when you notice it, when you anchor back into your truth and you speak up with bold compassion, you stop betraying yourself. You step into decisions that honor you and strengthen your relationship. So here's my challenge for you this week. Catch one moment when you would normally shrink or say yes when you mean no. And instead, practice one bold decision. Watch how different it feels to bring your whole self back to the table. And if this hits home, don't stop here. This is part of my Confident Decision Making series. Make sure you subscribe, turn on the notifications, go back and watch my other videos. And tell me what topics we should talk about next. What's front and center in your life right now? Is it about money decisions? Is it parenting? Where do you need to bring more confidence into your decision making? And then we can explore the ways that you're holding back. Hey, if you want a little help with starting some bold mini moves that increase your confidence in decision making, I created something especially for you, and it's called my Bold Mini Moves Playbook. 10 simple, powerful steps that you can use right away to start reclaiming your voice and your confidence. The link is below. Go grab it, and let's start building your bold decision making muscle today. See you in the next video.